Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have my Premier League Match Week 4 review. Sorry that this didn't come out yesterday. I tried to record the gameplay and do the thumbnail the day before, but I was busy on the actual day before I was supposed to record, so yeah, I did the thumbnail and gameplay yesterday. Anyway, let's get into it. First of all, we have Luton 1, West Ham 2, the first Premier League game for Luton at their newly refurnished home ground. And it was a performance that everyone expected. West Ham has been off to a really good start for this season, shockingly good start. I bet everyone, including me, thought that after the loss to Rice and seemingly weren't doing any transfer business, that they were going to be in a relegation scrap, but they could be back to what they were like in the 1920 season when they were finishing 6th. Like they could go back to that days, but Jared Bowen at the end of the first half, Kurt Zuman at the end of the second half, and Jules Anderson got a consolation goal so that Luton can get their first Premier League goal. It was a pretty stable performance from West Ham. No one was really ever doubting it. They had 62% possession. Interestingly though, Luton did have more shots on target, but they only had the one shot on target, which was their goal, so still not that dangerous. And yet again, no red cards, thankfully. And I would say that every week, but after the first week, after week 2, I just can't get it out of my head for the Premier League. So with that win, West Ham are currently placed 4th in the league, just behind us, Liverpool. And Luton are 19th, just in front of Burnley on goal difference with 0 points. It's been a very good start to the season for West Ham so far. Three wins, 1 draw. Time will tell whether they can. Sorry about that. It's boiling hot today, and I have to have my window open, so the plane sound is even more audible than normal. Anyway, it's been a great start to the season. West Ham, only time will tell to see if they can continue this run of form, but for now, good start. Next up, we have Sheffield United and Everton, two teams who hadn't got a point yet, and in Everton's case, hadn't scored a goal in the Premier League yet. It was a kind of back and forth game. Decore scored in the 14th minute, then Archer scored in the 33rd. Then just before half time, Pickford got an unlucky own goal, deflected in of him off the post. It was very unlucky. And Dan Juma, their signing on loan, managed to get the equaliser. I don't think either of these teams have a whole lot of Premier League proven players. Not proven, Premier League quality players. Like Everton, probably Pickford is like the only one I can say for sure that is Premier League quality. There's a few others that could be, and then a lot of them that just isn't. It was pretty close in terms of the shots, 16 to 13, 8 to 6 on target. Everton had the more possession, but they did actually look the worst side to me. I was actually quite impressed with Archer. He obviously hasn't done much at Aston Villa, but I think he could actually get into double figures for this Premier League season. And if Sheffield United do end up somehow staying up, then I think he will be to thank for it. But I think Everton are in trouble, as their first point of the season is against a fellow relegation rival, and their first goals of the season came against a relegation rival. Which you love to see as a Liverpool fan, because I've wanted them to go down the last 2 seasons and they've just narrowly avoided it each time. Right, next up, Man City 5, Fulham 1. Not much of a surprise. You can have your opinions on the Nathan Ake goal. Personally, I think it was offside, but it doesn't really matter, because after that, Haaland went on and scored his first hat-trick of the season, so it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference. If anything, it would have just ended 4-1 instead of 5-1, which that really doesn't matter this much, at least not at this stage in the season. The robot is back on fire by the looks of it. He actually, for his standards, he actually started the season off a little bit slowly, but but he's really gone off to a bat now. But hopefully they can drop some points soon so we can overtake them. We might have to wait until we play them at Anfield, because we always seem to get something away from them at Anfield. But yeah, it was Julian Alvarez, Ake, Erling Haaland for Man City, and Tim Ream got the initial equaliser before they went on to get destroyed in the second half. You would expect City to have dominated, to have a load of shots, seeing as they scored 5 goals, but as you know, they only had 7, and 5 of the shots were on target, so only all the goals were the ones on target. And Fulham had 6 shots, 4 on target, so yeah, City did dominate possession though, and it was a pretty obvious result. I don't think anyone ever had too much faith in Fulham to beat Man City. We all hoped they would, but we didn't have much actual faith in them. So yeah. Next up we have I would like to call this segment Laughing at Chelsea. Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Chelsea fans, I thought you were back. I thought Pochettino was going to bring in a new era at Chelsea. I thought you got rid of all the deadwood and brought in actual good players. Well, Anthony Elanga, the Man United supposed wonder kid who had a purple patch for 1 month in the 21-22 season, then disappeared off the face of the earth, and now has gone to Nottingham Forest, has scored against you, and he won the game. He came on. The thing is, he came on at half time, and he scored 3 minutes later. They couldn't even survive 3 minutes with him on the pitch. But yeah, I love to see Chelsea's downfall. I honestly do hope they get relegated, even though it's not going to happen. What's even more funny, 21 shots on target for Chelsea compared to Forest's seventh, 7, and only 2 shots on target for Chelsea. Like that is ridiculous. And even worse, Chelsea dominated possession. Yeah, Forest won this game having 23% possession. That's almost as bad as when West Ham beat Brighton with 21 possession last week or the week before. So yeah, it's just insane. Right now, Chelsea are sitting in 12th with 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses. Forest are sitting in 9th with 2 wins and 2 losses. And I think Forest are in less danger than people think. I know it is Chelsea and they've been horrific, but they have got some decent wins, so I think they will be okay. Next, Burnley 2, Tottenham 5, and all I can say is, Spurs fans, I am very sorry. I was not familiar with Ange Postecoglou, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Ange Postecoglou's game. Obviously he was Celtic manager, so everyone was a bit suspicious. Obviously last season Gerrard came in from Rangers to a Premier League club, and we all know that didn't go well. So I was definitely a bit suspicious about another manager from Scotland coming into the Premier League, but he did. He's been doing really well so far. Son's been put in that 9 position, and it obviously paid off with a hat-trick. And I think him and James Maddison are a dangerous combination, and James Maddison is about to hit the prime of his career. Now that he's not in a relegation threatened team, he is definitely going to hit the prime of his career, and by the time the 2026 World Cup comes around, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the first choice on, well, whoever is managing us then, because obviously there's a lot of talk about whether Southgate's going to leave or not after 24 and who's going to replace him, but I think he'll be one of the first names on the team sheet by World Cup 2026, which is kind of sad because it will probably be like it's one of his last tournaments, because he will be 28 by the time that one comes around. But still, Burnley did get off to a really good start here. They scored a goal 4 minutes in, but then they absolutely fell apart, and they got a consolation goal back at the end of the game through Josh Brownhill. I really thought Burnley were going to kick on, but for some reason Vincent Kompany is playing as he did in the Championship. he doesn't seem to realise that he's not in the Championship anymore, because he's trying to play a high line against all these good teams, and maybe against some of the relegation threatened teams, that when they come to them they can play like that. But in their first 3 games they've had Man City, Aston Villa and Spurs. One of them is the champions, another one's a team who is in Europe, and Spurs is a team who's on the rebuild but is looking really good now. So yeah, playing a high line like that is a weird decision. Yeah, it was a lot of shots all round, but Spurs dominated it. Possession was pretty even, 54 to 46%. But yep, again, sorry Spurs fans, I was not familiar with it, and currently you are sitting second in the league, only on goal difference I might add, but still. And yeah, and Burnley are currently bottom of the table on goal difference. Next up we have Brentford 2, Bournemouth 2. Everyone thought that Bournemouth were going to struggle without Ivan Toney, and I didn't think that they were going to have as much success as they did with Toney. But so far they've managed it well. Mbeumo and Wissa have been the good goal scorers for them, and I think once Toney comes back in January, I think it's about January that he comes back. Yeah, once Toney comes back, I think that they will be even more securely, and I'm thinking another top half finish for Brentford this season. Jensen and Solanke equalised, then Brooks actually took Bournemouth ahead before Mbeumo scored a 93rd minute winner. So yeah, it was quite dominant by Brentford in terms of shots and possession, but yeah, I think they'll be just fine. Currently Brentford are sitting in 8th, sure, only 1 win and 3 draws, but they are still unbeaten, which only only 6 teams are left unbeaten in the league so far. And Bournemouth are currently sitting in 16th, with only one of the 5 teams who haven't won a game so far. So yeah, I think they will be fine. It's just they've had some tough opposition so far. Okay, next, Brighton 3, Newcastle 1. Now, after the crazy start that Newcastle had to the season against Villa, I thought they were going to be title contenders, to be honest. And then against City they lost, and with that I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. It's Manchester City. You can't really expect a whole lot. And then they came to us, and their backbone just broke. They went 1-0 up. Van Dijk got sent off, and then they managed to bottle it, lose 2-1 to us, and now they've let an 18-year-old score a hat-trick against them. Sure, a very talented 18-year-old, but still an 18-year-old. And somehow, and seeing as it's been revealed that Ferguson's been taken out of the Ireland squad because of an injury, so it's even more because he somehow managed to score a hat-trick while being injured. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. Callum Wilson got a consolation goal right to death, but it doesn't mean anything. And Brighton are definitely looking dangerous this season. 15 shots to 9, 6 to 2. Newcastle were not at it. It was 56% possession to Brighton. But yeah, Brighton are looking very dangerous. And please, Evan Ferguson, change to English. Trust us, you can be the heir to Harry Kane, because we don't really have one. Tammy Abraham's been frozen out of the squad recently because he hasn't been performing too well. And Callum Wilson and Toney are good choices. But they're like, I think Callum Wilson's just about to turn 30 if he hasn't turned 30 already. And Toney is like 28, I think. So yeah, we don't really have an heir, so please turn English. Anyway, Brighton are sitting just outside of the top 4 in 6th place, 3 wins, 1 loss. And Newcastle are currently sitting in 4th, 1 win, 3 losses. It's not looking good for them. I think they'll recover fine to finish in the top half, but I don't think they'll be as good as I predicted earlier in the season. Next up, we have Crystal Palace 3, West Ham 2. Now, this was a great performance from Crystal Palace. It might not look it from this, but Edouard finally found some shooting boots. It will remain to see whether he can actually keep his shooting boots throughout the season. And they've managed to keep hold of Eze and Elise, which is absolutely crucial to their season. Eze scored today, Elise was instrumental, so yeah. Hangmi Chan and Mateus Kuna in the last minute, but it just wasn't enough. It was pretty even in terms of everything. Wolves did have more possession, but it was still pretty even. Crystal Palace currently sitting in 7th, which is more than I expected. 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. And Wolves currently sitting in 15th with 1 win and 3 losses. I think Wolves are destined for the drop this season, to be honest. Now, next up we have Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0. What can I say about this match? I do think that we are back to being title contenders. After that opening day draw to Chelsea, which was quite embarrassing, we haven't dropped any more points. We had the backbone to come back from being 1-0 down and from being 1-0 down and having a man down. Darwin Núñez, great performance in that game. And then we come to Villa, who are a European team, who have won their last 2 games after being embarrassed by Newcastle on the first match day. Dominic Szoboszlai is incredible. He's Gerrard-esque, and I want to start a petition as a Liverpool fan. Let's all just agree that Naby Keita never came to Liverpool, and Dominic Szoboszlai was Gerrard's direct heir to the number 8, because that is the type of player that should be wearing the number 8, and I'm so happy that he is our player. And I can't wait for many years to come with him being our midfielder. Then Núñez hit the post, it goes in off Matty Cash, and then Mo Salah still scoring for us on the pitch, no problems. He is not going to Saudi Arabia, like I said last week. They fuck off. And yeah, it was a very solid performance from us. I think it was a statement, especially with Joel Matip and Joe Gomez in defence. Like, even as early as pre-season, those guys were conceding like 4 in one half to some second division German team. But it was just, yeah, they were really good today, especially Gomez, which I never thought I'd say. I don't know when Van Dijk's going to be back, if it's next game or not, it's not that clear. But Ibu is still out injured, so I think even if Van Dijk is out, we should actually play Gomez next week, which I can't believe I'm saying, but yeah, very good performance, big statement. We dominated possession, 64%. We are currently sitting 3rd in the table, 3 wins, 1 draw, only just behind Spurs on goal difference by 1 goal. So yeah, it's a very good start to the season. I hope we can keep it up and become the title contenders we're meant to be. Currently Aston Villa is sitting in 10th, 2 wins, 2 losses. And yeah, very good start to the season from us, and I hope we can push Man City and apparently Spurs, by the way it's looking right now, to the title this season. Lastly, we have Arsenal 3, Man United 1. Firstly, I'd like to say, Man United fans, it was offside. I don't know what you're crying about. All the Man United fans are saying, oh, but it's so close, you can't, yeah, like, it's so close, like, really. But offside is offside. It doesn't matter if it's 1 millimetre offside. If it's offside, then it's offside. And then Rice and Jesus scoring 2 goals in the dying minutes. That was Ten Hag's fault, Man United's fault, for actually bringing on a partnership of Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. I don't know what's wrong with Ten Hag, to be honest, because last season he had a very strong will about not playing Maguire, and now he is playing Maguire. Like, even though there is kind of an injury crisis going on at centre back for them, I still don't think it's a reason to play Harry Maguire there. So yeah, and I hate that he's in the England squad, but he does perform quite well for England at the very least. Rashford back on the left wing spot, where he belongs. Obviously, he was being played at striker while Højlund was out Højlund's back now. He did look decently threatening from what I saw of the match, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But Arsenal are doing a decent job. Also, the Sancho drama, I don't know if he's ever going to play again, because I get what he's saying. If the manager's come out and lies about why he's not playing, then that's not acceptable. But he should have gone to talk to him first before coming out publicly on social media. So yeah, it's a tough decision, but we'll have to see what happens with that one. It was 17 shots to 10, 5 shots to 2 shots on target. Arsenal had more possession, but it wasn't really much. Arsenal currently sitting in the Europa League spot, 3 wins, 1 draw. Yet again, only down on goal difference. Out of the top 4 on one goal difference. And Man United are currently sitting in 11th, where I hope they will stay all season. 2 wins, 2 losses. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a crazy match week, that is for sure. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did, share with your friends and all that. But for now, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.